Greetings, dear friends. In the previous videos, we built the frame of our house, installed a roof made of flexible shingles, and now it's time to start insulating our frame house. I bought the insulation in 2 trips. They brought me 100 packs. We stacked everything outside, but I realized that the weather is unpredictable. Rain is forecasted, and it's better to cover all of this well and properly. Before starting the insulation, I decided that I would make an additional insulation layer on the outside, and there will also be an additional insulation layer on the inside of our frame. I'm using a 50 by 50 beam. The thickness of the beam is the same as the thickness of our insulation, and I'm leaving a distance of 59 centimeters between the beams, just like between our partitions. This is done so that the insulation fits tightly against the studs and also fits tightly against the battens. We make it 1 centimeter lower. We've installed all the counter battens and are finally starting to insulate our house. The weather keeps changing, but we don't have time to worry about it. We need to keep building the house because the wind is very strong and the insulation is getting blown out because of our battens. We work in sections. We lay the insulation to match the width of our membrane, which is 1.5 meters wide, so we put down 2 rows of insulation. To secure our windproof membrane tightly, we immediately fasten it with battens so that the insulation doesn't get blown away and the membrane stays firmly in place. First, we worked on one side of the wall, then we installed the insulation on the other side of the wall. Next, we put up the wind protection and we keep fastening everything with battens. We went around our house and started laying the second row. Before we continue fastening the battens, we tape everything up. With experience, of course, you start to realize that maybe you should have done some things a little differently, but basically I talked to specialists and everything turned out pretty well for me. In terms of insulation, we work until late at night to finish before the heavy rains come. We don't want the side rain to get the inside of the house wet or soak the insulation, so we need to cover everything with wind protection. We just have to cover the last gable and the insulation around the perimeter of the battens will be done. And I've covered the gables. Now I'm covering the attic floor from the outside. We've insulated the perimeter and the battens. Now, from inside the house, sheltered from all precipitation, we can start insulating the frame. To continue insulating the lower part of the frame, we first need to insulate the floors. The floors are being laid and we have an overlap with the walls. I believe this kind of insulation is more reliable and will eliminate cold bridges. I'm starting to install the battens. The work might seem a bit chaotic, but actually if you look closely, everything becomes clear right away. The floors in the hallway were insulated, then we laid the vapor barrier, and now I'm starting to install the battens. In the future, our finished floor will be laid on these battens. Many of you are probably wondering where the mesh for mice is. Here, I'll show you how I attached it. The mesh for mice is secured around the whole house. Our house will be insulated with 200 mm. That is along the studs and both outside and inside the counter battens. And now I'm crawling under the floor, sealing the wind protection. Then I install the mouse mesh, I secure it with battens, and not a single mouse will get through our crawl space. I insulated the floors in our future kitchen, I insulated the floors in our hallway, and I insulated the floors in our room. Now I need to install the vapor barrier on the walls. After I insulated the first floor, I started working on the attic floor. To avoid all cold bridges, I tape everything up. To get ahead a bit, I handled 200 packs of insulation, which is about 1,500 sheets. I had a helper for a short time who helped me insulate this corner, because climbing in and out of there alone is pretty difficult and tricky. Of course, I could have managed it myself, but it would have taken me much more time. That's it. The attic floor is fully insulated. Everything that could be insulated and closed, I have done. Now I need to install the vapor barrier. The vapor barrier is fully secured. The membrane, or wind protection around the perimeter of the house, is also fully secured. We even had a small dinner in our new house. Thank you all very much for watching. Let's see each other again.